Hey friends, welcome back. Today I want to talk to you about inspiration. You know, that beautiful word that we're always waiting for it to come. We're always thinking, I'm going to take action and I'm going to reach my dreams and I'm going to go after my goals once inspiration comes to my life. And I think that's a big mistake. That's a big mistake that we all make. I have made it on many occasions. Just talking about, this YouTube channel, I've put it off for a very long time. I've always felt like, gosh, I really want to go back on YouTube and talk about all these things that I think are important to me and that I want to share with everyone else. But I was waiting for inspiration to come. And it's never gonna come. So I want to talk to you about that and why I am truly convinced that waiting for inspiration is a big mistake. So I'm going to share with you a few tips, things I have learned, these things that I'm trying to put into practice as well while I'm doing this. And I hope this is going to be helpful to all of you. So I want to get started with the myth, let's put it that way, of inspiration. That myth kind of tells us that one of these days you're going to wake up in the morning, you're going to be dressing up, you're going to be putting on your clothes, and suddenly inspiration will come and you will feel inspired and you will go after those dreams that you have and those goals that you have. And that's a myth because that's really not going to happen. It just doesn't come like that. You actually have to put effort into feeling inspired. And that's really out of the context when we think about inspiration. For some reason, we have come to believe that it just happens. And that's not the truth. It's never going to be the truth. And the sooner you decide to stop believing that inspiration will come, I would say the faster you can go after those goals that you have. And I think that is super important that you take out of this video. You should not wait for inspiration to come because probably it's not gonna come. But I want to tell you, instead of waiting for that magical moment of inspiration to come, is to take action. What I mean by this is you need to put in effort. I have read on many occasions many different stories of artistic people, scientists, doctors, so many different people that have spoken about it, and they tell us, again, that moment of inspiration is never going to come. You need to put in the work. Even if you are a musician, even if you are a cook, even if you are a teacher, whatever, because we can all get inspired, and we're all looking for that moment of inspiration. So whatever you do and whatever goals you have, you just need to take action and put work and effort into it. If you're a musician, you need to sit down, grab your guitar, sit down at the piano, grab your bass, whatever instrument you want to play, and you want to feel inspired to come up with something new. Just sit down, get into it. If you're a writer, if you want to become a writer, sit down, grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, and start writing. Because that's the only way that you can ignite those moments of inspiration, just like I'm doing right now. Sometimes, some days, I really want to record a video for the channel, and I'm waiting for something to tell me, hey, go ahead and do this. Talk about this. Feel inspired to talk about this. That's not going to work. What I'm doing right now, as a matter of fact, is sitting down and deciding to record this video. So what I'm doing is basically I have a topic in my mind, something that I want to talk about, in this case, inspiration. I'm sitting down, I'm positioning my camera where I want it to be, and I'm talking about things that are important to me. And I know it's not perfect, and maybe at this moment, at this precise moment, I'm not feeling the most inspired that I could be, honestly. But that's okay. I'm putting in the effort and I'm putting in the practice, and I'm rehearsing and practicing so that I can get better. But in reality, this is just how you ignite the motivation and the inner drive to keep pushing and keep going after your goals. You need to do it yourself. You need to make a conscious effort to be the person, to be that inspiration for yourself that will push you forward, that will push you to take action. So keep that in mind. Please don't forget, you need to put in the effort, because waiting for inspiration, that's just never gonna come. Another important thing I want to mention is that I think this is key, and I have found it to be key on many different projects that I've had, is that you need to understand that there is a process. You need to understand that for you to be inspired, and I'm going to use that word because eventually you feel that inspiration inside of you. What I'm trying to tell is it just doesn't happen like that, but you can work towards feeling inspired, but you need to trust that process, that word. It's always difficult to pronounce. You need to trust the process of going back to those examples of sitting down, of grabbing those ingredients, experiment with those ingredients and come up with a new recipe, or grabbing your instrument, your musical instrument, and sitting down and putting different notes together. All that process, even if you feel like there's no inspiration in what I'm doing right now, I just don't feel it. I just feel like everything I'm putting out is crap. It's not up to the standards that I want to see in my life. That's okay. You just need to trust that you need to follow the process, and you need to follow the path that you know it's going to take you in those directions where eventually you can feel inspired and motivated. If you start second guessing yourself, if you start thinking about, oh, well, I'm messing up in so many different ways. I'm not at that level yet. There is so much to learn, so much to practice. Yes, that's true. There's so much to learn, so much to practice, but that is exactly the process. That's the process that you need to follow. And again, the more effort you put into it, the more committed you are to it, the more confident you will feel, the more ready, the more inspired, and that's when amazing things will happen. Believe me, I'm trusting the process right now. Again, it's just a few people of you watching my videos. One of these days is going to be thousands, it's going to be hundreds of thousands, hopefully. But these days it's just a hundred of you, a few hundred of you, when I'm lucky. And I could easily start doubting myself or doubting my ability to talk to a camera, to inspire action, to motivate people, to become better persons. I could so easily fall into that trap, and this might as well be my last video that I ever post. But that's not the point. I am trusting the process, and I'm following these small steps that will take me to where I want to be. But you have to be committed to it. So don't wait for the inspiration. Put in the effort, trust the process, continue practicing, continue taking those really small steps. Those small steps can take you into that direction where you want to go. Believe me, just put in the effort. And another important thing that I feel is very important to mention in this video is that you should really celebrate those small wins that you have along the way. Because I have spoken about those situations, those circumstances, those occasions where things are not going the way you want them to go. And that will happen again. That's going to happen. And it's just going to happen more times than you think. But eventually, every now and then, you will get it just right. That painting that you were working on, you're going to look at it and go like, hell yeah, that's my painting. I made that. Every now and then you're going to be recording a video and you're going to go like, hell yeah, that's my video. And that's a small win. Perhaps you are not at that level of inspiration. You are not at that level of expertise in whatever goal you have. But those small wins, you really should take time to celebrate those wins. Pat yourself on the back and go, damn right, that's me, and that's something that I accomplished. I really wanted to mention that because I really didn't want to sound too negative, because I can sometimes be super negative in what I share and what I say. I don't want to be like that. And it's the truth. Those small wins can really keep you motivated and make you feel more easily inspired in the future. If you know that you're making progress and you celebrate that progress, I think that's an important factor of reaching that level of inspiration for whatever you want to do. So to finish this video, I just want to say, on so many different areas of my life, I have experienced this. I have put into practice what I just shared in my fitness routine, that finding that inspiration to go to the gym, lift some weights, run a little bit. It's not easy because it requires a physical effort. And I'd rather just stay in bed watching YouTube videos, really. my personal preference would be to do that. But no, I'm inspired and motivated to change my body to be a healthier person. So those little steps that I take every day, and realizing that I'm starting to see those changes that I want to see, even if I'm not 100% where I want to be, but those keep me motivated. So I have learned the process, right? Put in the effort even when not feeling inspired, deal with the different circumstances or situations, and then also take time to celebrate those small wins that I have accomplished in this journey of my personal fitness. And I can tell you it's the same thing with my personal style. It's the same thing with things that I have been trying to learn, my language learning processes, because I'm really passionate about languages and linguistics, even geography, like learning the countries of the world and their capitals, things like that. How I told you that I'm a geek? But in reality, I mean, I have put all these things into practice, and trust me, I can tell you it works. And the bottom line is never wait for inspiration to come. If you are really passionate about something, if you really want to reach a specific goal in your life, if you wait for inspiration to come, you are just wasting your time. You're wasting your life away. Take it from me, take it from all these different experts that have been through something similar. Just go for it. Inspiration is never going to magically come into your life. That's the reality. We have to learn to deal with it. And I just share with you a few tips on how to ignite that inspiration, not to come, but to build that inspiration yourself. Now, before I end this video, my friends, I want to ask you, do you have any tips that you want to share with me or anybody else who's going to be watching this video and reading the comments on how you stay motivated, how you spark that inspiration, that inner source of inspiration within you? If you have any of those tricks, any secrets you have, please leave them in a comment below. If you struggle with feeling inspired to go after your goals, please also leave a comment, because we can get an interesting conversation started in this small community. So thank you so much for watching. If you're enjoying these videos that I'm putting out these days, and if you want to keep improving as a man in your life through your style, through your fitness, through your goals, through so many different ways, so many different routes that you can take to become a better man, consider subscribing to this channel. I would really appreciate it. If you share it, that's also cool. But for now, thank you. Stay motivated, inspired, build your inspiration to yourself. You can do it.